Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cafe. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Great to be back with you to share all the fun and exciting events that are happening this week.
Let's start off with Amy Sweezy. She is at the Orlando Science Center. Hey, Amy.
All right, I don't know what I'm going to find, but I sure am going to dig for it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Amy.
Hi, Jeff. How are
Hey,
you?
good to
Nice
see
to
you.
see you. Hey, everybody. This is my friend Jeff Stanford from the Orlando Science Center. I couldn't wait. Sorry, I had to start digging.
You are actually doing what you're supposed to do in this
Oh, good.
exhibit. So, no, you're right. You're right on point.
Okay, so tell me where we're standing. What are we doing here at Dino Digs?
And well, we are standing in Jurassic Ridge, which is our giant dig pit, because Orlando Science Center is a hands-on museum. We play to learn here at Orlando Science Center. And we are in the middle of our dinosaur exhibit. And most traditional dinosaur exhibits, you look at displays. You don't touch those displays. So we've added things within Dino Digs to increase that hands-on interactivity. And one of them is a dig pit, where guests, especially children, can dig for fossils and play the role of paleontologists.
You know, I love that because as a parent, usually that's what they're always doing. Don't touch it, get down. But here you encourage the kids to get their hands dirty.
Absolutely. We feel that people learn more by doing, and we present these iconic experiences that stimulate curiosity and wonder, and that's a gateway to learning. So that is the hallmark of Orlando Science Center.
So what is your favorite exhibit here inside Dino Digs?
My favorite exhibit inside Dino Digs is Stan the T-Rex. He's the centerpiece of the exhibit. You've got to love the T-Rex. And our fossil display is based on the original Stan. All our fossils are replicas because the real fossil displays would be too big and too fragile to display like we have them. But Stan is one of the most complete fossil displays ever. And so we're thrilled to be able to show off our Stan for guests here in Dino Digs.
Anything else that the kids are really fascinated by?
I think what's really cool about Dino Digs is it celebrates prehistoric land and sea creatures. And when you think dinosaurs, you think only the land creatures like T-Rex, Triceratops. But we have a great display of prehistoric sea creatures like the Elasmosaurus, because in prehistoric times, Florida was underwater. And so we like showing off Elasmosaurus. It's got this incredibly long neck. A lot of people speculate that this may be where people thought the Loch Ness Monster may have come from.
Okay.
So it's really cool to show a different perspective on dinosaurs.
Awesome. Well, I would love to see everything. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
All right.
And now I got something really crappy to show you. Come on.
Wait, what? Well, Jeff, you were not kidding. You have something very crappy to show me.
I do. I am going to give you the scoop on poop. We are in the Pooseum, which is a fascinating display of coprolites, which is fossilized feces. And there's a lot scientists can learn by studying the feces of other animals and like where they lived and what they ate. And we are next to the Guinness World Record holder of the largest piece of excrement ever produced by a carnivore.
Who knew there was such a thing?
Absolutely.
Which is why everyone needs to come down here because you will not see this anywhere else, right?
No, absolutely. And you know, if you want to see some prehistoric poo, you know, you need to come down here. This was made by a T-Rex over 65 million years ago.
And the one you're holding in your hand, you said you could
Yes.
tell it was a carnivore.
You can tell it was a carnivore because there's like chunks of stuff in it. So you know
They was eating
they
stuff.
were eating stuff. And carnivores, especially in prehistoric times, you know, they were chewing on everything so the bone wouldn't break down. And so certain things wouldn't disintegrate. So when it got fossilized, it all comes together. So coprolites are everywhere, but you got to know what you're looking at.
All right. Well, so many things that we can learn, right, from being at the Orlando Science Center. You guys are open which days, closed which days?
Yeah, we are open during the school year every day but Wednesday
Okay.
from 10 to 5. And then on big school breaks like fall break, winter break, spring break, Summer break, we are open 7 days a week, 10 to 5.
All right, so dinosaur poo is not the only thing you will see here at the Orlando Science Center. There are so many cool exhibits for all ages. Parents, bring your kids. Teachers, bring your school groups. Retired folks, right, can come out as well. There are so many fun things to do here, so make sure you join us out at the Orlando Science Center.
So many fun and interesting things to do.
Gotta head out there very soon. All right.
Definitely.
Thanks, Amy. The Florida Symphony Youth Orchestra presents Celebration Concert Series featuring FSYO's Symphonic Orchestra on February 18th. This concert series was founded in 2001 and honors Central Florida talent as well as nationally and internationally acclaimed artists. Come out to enjoy jazz, bluegrass, swing, and Americana music, as well as classical performances. The show is at 3 p.m. at the Celebration Community Field Complex. Go to celebrationfoundation.org to get your tickets.
The Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts is partnering with Jazz at Lincoln Center to present the 3rd annual Essentially Ellington Regional High School Jazz Band Festival on February 19th. This event offers students the chance to perform at least one tune from the Essentially Ellington Library of Music and receive professional feedback. There will also be a workshop and awards presentation. The event takes place at Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts.
This is your last chance to catch the musical comedy Nonsense, Amen at the Winter Park Playhouse. The original off-Broadway musical is with all characters portrayed by men. It's described as Mrs. Doubtfire enters the convent. It's the story of the Little Sisters of Hoboken who discover their cook, Sister Julie, child of God, has accidentally poisoned 52 of the sisters, so they put on a variety show to raise money for the burials. Check out the Winter Park Playhouse for tickets and showtimes.
Orange County Parks and Recreation will hold a groundbreaking for Taberfield Park on February 22nd at 10 a.m. Mayor Jerry Demings and Commissioner Nicole Wilson will break ground for this new 6.5-acre neighborhood park. The park will be located at Taberfield Avenue near Reams Road in Windermere.
Kathy Berlinski is joining us now. She is with the Bach Festival Society of Winter Park. Thank you so much for being here, Kathy.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Good to see you, and congratulations. This is the 88th annual festival. That's incredible.
88th annual festival, never missed one.
That's incredible. So how did it all start then?
Well, a very small group of people in Winter Park staged a single organ concert on a Sunday afternoon in 1935 to celebrate the 250th birthday of Johann Sebastian Bach. So if you do the math, he was born in 1685. And that single concert now has evolved into a month-long festival with over 15 events and year-round programming. So much has happened over the last 88 years.
Yes.
And it's all based to honor and celebrate this one man, but all of the musicians and composers who were influenced by him, which is pretty much everybody who ever wrote a note. The Beatles, Lady Gaga, Deep Purple, Procol Harum, members of all of those bands will tell you that their work was profoundly influenced by the musical technique of Bach. And so that gives us a big canvas to paint on.
Yeah, so I guess you could say, you know, maybe if you've never been to this festival before, maybe you don't know a lot about Bach, you could still go and you're going to get something out of this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about this. It's a whole month long, so there's a lot going on. Tell me a couple of the events that we can look forward to.
Okay, well, there are events that try to fulfill each one of our objectives. We want to delight people, so Concertos by Candlelight, which features beautiful music in Knowles Chapel on Rollins College campus with just pillar candles all over the place. It'd be a great date night. It's the weekend after Valentine's Day. It's just pure, lovely music. Then we have music that informs. One of our concerts is called Venus Ascending, Women of Note, and this will celebrate the music of women composers over 300 years whose music was not exposed or taken seriously early on simply because they were women. Our conductor and artistic director, John Sinclair, believes that it's really important to share this great music. We've also featured music by people of color. We want our audiences to know that many people over the years of all walks of life and ethnicities and genders have provided the world with great music. So that would be Venus Ascending. We have a group called Bach Vocal Artists, who are musical fellows that have been gathered from all over the country and come here a few times a year. They have a really tight harmony. They're incredibly talented, and when they're not singing, they're out in Orange County Public Schools sharing music education with children of all ages. So that also follows under our Inform mission. There's a wonderful program called Spiritual Spaces, which is just peace and quiet in Knowles Chapel and lovely music. It's not necessarily religious, but it is deep and spiritual and profound. So those are some of our many highlights. We always start off with a free organ concert. Paul Jacobs, who will be our guest this year, and he is funded by an endowment at Rollins College, is considered by many to be the best organist in the world. And we always conclude with a massive oratorio with 180 singers and a 60-piece orchestra composed by Bach. And this year it will be the St. Matthew Passion, telling the story of the final hours of the life of Christ as told by the Apostle Matthew. And it's a glorious, glorious piece presented in a very respectful and somber but beautiful way.
That sounds incredible. Yeah. So you've mentioned Rollins College campus several times. Talk about the relationship that this festival has, because it's on the campus.
Well, thank you for asking. We were founded at Rollins, and Rollins gives us performing space, performing venues, two of them, Knowles Chapel and the Teed Key Concert Hall, and we use those without charge, and we also have office space there. However, there is a perception that Rollins also provides all of the funding for the Bach Festival Society. That is not true. We have a $1.7 million operating budget, and we have to raise every bit of that through charitable contributions and ticket sales. We also have begun an annual practice of once a year, perhaps twice, going downtown to Steinmetz Hall, where the extraordinary acoustics and its large capacity allow us to share our music with a broader audience, because as audiences and demographics change and evolve, we need to draw new people, as well as letting our existing patrons experience some of our music in the majesty of Steinmetz.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So this obviously takes place throughout the month of February. What else is going on with the Bach Festival Society throughout the rest of the year?
We have year-round programming. Our fiscal year and our performance year always starts in July, and we've always done an old-fashioned Christmas concert in Winter Park. And that's always free. I'm sorry, did I say old-fashioned Christmas concert? I meant old-fashioned 4th of July concert.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, old-fashioned
yeah,
Christmas works
really,
too.
in July, okay. So we do that in Winter Park, and then in the fall, we bring in guest artists from around the world. We featured a wonderful Korean guitarist named Gigi, who just blew us away. She plays classical guitar, and then she'll pick up a Fender and do some incredible guitar reel that would make all of the legends be very impressed. We've done a massive oratorio in Steinmetz Hall each year. We're going to conclude our season this year by something else that we do, which is to use the power of music to shine a light on social issues. And we are doing a program called Pursuit of Peace, and the central work was composed to commemorate the Kosovo humanitarian crisis of the late 90s. And it is offered in memory of that, but also as a way of showing support and solidarity for the people of Ukraine. Last year we did a work called The 7 Last Words of the Unarmed. It featured the last words of Trayvon Martin and 7 other young black men who died at the hands of white authority figures. It was powerfully received. A few of our patrons were hesitant to attend, but everyone who was there jumped to their feet at the end and said they had been informed and challenged by that concert.
Wonderful.
And in 2024, we'll do something called Sanctuary Road, based on the story of the Underground Railroad. So the power of music can do so much. It can enlighten us, it can inform us, it can educate us, and it can inspire us.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it is going to do all of those things throughout the month of February. Kathy, thank you for coming by and talking to
You're
us about
so
this.
welcome. I hope your viewers will check out our website. Everything they would need to know from what, when, where, how, and to get tickets is there. So thank you so much.
Yeah, go check out the website for sure. And then from February 3rd to the 26th, enjoy the Bach Festival. It sounds like it's going to be a great time.
Thank you so very
Thank you,
much.
Kathy.
It's been a pleasure.
The Orange County Government and Office of Aging hosts Life Information for Elders on February 16th. The group builds positive aging in Central Florida by offering educational resource material, coordinating and attending resource fairs, expos, and other community outreach events in all 6 districts. This will take place downtown at the Orange County Library. The event is free, and it does include a box lunch since it takes place from 12:10 to 1:10.
This event at the Science Center is for us adults. However, Science Night Live does let you act like a child and let your curiosity run wild. This event is on February 18th, and it lets you explore interactive exhibit halls, try hands-on experiments in Dr. Dare's lab, and listen to some special guest speakers. Each time the theme is different, so no 2 Science Night Live events are the same. You must be 21 to attend, and tickets are available at osc.org.
You can celebrate Plein Air Family Day at Art and History Museums Maitland on February 18th from 11 to 1. Bring your family to draw and paint in the garden in the open air. There is an I Spy nature-themed scavenger hunt, a chance to create art from nature with things that you find right there in the garden. There are materials for kids of all ages too. And then at the end, you'll get to take home a piece of the garden by decorating a pot and planting seeds for the new season. Space is limited for this, so to reserve your spot, go to artandhistory.org. That sounds like a very cool event, just to be a part of that garden and then take something home with you.
Really
Love that.
interesting, yeah. And always kids planting seeds, always a good thing, so that they can understand the cycle of life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that wraps up this week of events, and if you have one you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community.